Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. You're listening to Three Amigos, Exploding Head Sessions, live from 118 Camden Road. Yes, we're fully celebrating Tier 2 life.
Woo!
And all is good.
End of lockdown, baby.
Exactly. The roads are busier. People are coming in the shop. Like, loads of stock here tonight. We're missing a few people. Dick and Andrea are a little bit late. But me and Tim are here. We've got loads of good records for you. And we will be joined by Ian and Rob from Right On Records. And here's Charles Carter, of course, in a bit. So all good stuff. So Tim, you good, mate? You all good?
Sorry, badly timed sip of Coke there. Yeah, I'm good, thank you. Yeah. Kind of looking forward to getting towards the end of this year. I just feel like I think people are just kind of done with it now and ready to just kind of call it a day with this year and just come back next year and
yeah,
start strong.
The rebirth of life in 2021. hopefully. But you've been up to exciting stuff, man. Tell us. I saw that you were you can't be all boring because you were in a film.
So we were my band Industry Standards. It's quite fun. We were part of a feature film which is the first thing I've kind of been involved in like that. So it's a friend of a friend. It's like an indie feature film called Giddy Stratosphere, which I think is the name of a Long Blonde song, and it's a feature film kind of set to the backdrop of the amazing year that was 2007 and the British like indie scene.
And weren't you gigging around that with
I was in a band called Math Class back then, so we were based in Brighton, and that was to be fair, it was a pretty fun time to be in a band, to play. There was a really good music scene, and the kind of the indie thing, I think it felt a lot cooler at the time than it does looking back at it, if that sort of makes sense.
I think it would I think actually my brain is hazy, but I think that was when I was putting on a night at the Social,
right?
Called Club Ugly with a few other promoters, and we were booking. It was a fun. I did it for about 18 months. Yeah, it was a fun time. Yeah, cool. All right then, man. Well, that's exciting. Did you have to do loads of takes? Was it like
no? So it was really really easy. So basically, we just it was kind of like music video kind of vibe. So we just rocked up. We set everything up. My drums were like the snare drum had a mesh head on it instead of a normal head. So when I hit it, it barely made any noise. Taped all the cymbals up. Just kind of made it as quiet as possible on set, and then they just blared out our song. And I guess in post-production they'll use the recorded song but make it sound like it was live with the tricks of the trade.
Shame you hadn't done a session for Exploding Head Sessions, because they could have used that.
We could have used the live one. But no, so we did like one shot where the camera was kind of, I guess, in like the fourth row of people to make it look like it's a big. It is at the Macbeth just down the road from us in Hoxton, so it's not a big venue. So I think it's going to be made to look like we're all, us and two other bands are supporting the Long Blondes.
Yeah, cool.
But
man.
it was fun. So a bit different, something different to do. Get us out of the house.
Cool. All right. So look, we've like I said, we're going to have Ian Clark, Charles Carr coming down. And Rob from Right On Records, who, if those of you who've been listening regularly know,
can't
Rob,
keep away.
He bossed it that time he came down. We have had to tape the video cam down because we know he's got history.
The stream last time.
But we started off with a couple of tunes. Let's talk about these tunes. So we started off with a tune that was one of Andrea's choices, but I think it was Andrea's choice.
I presume so, yeah.
Which is a wicked record, actually. Kind of had that
really
kind of like loose, kind of West Coasty garagey kind of thing on the Pink Fairies, and that tune was called City Kids. Then went into an absolute killer record of yours, Tim. I freaking love this record.
Yeah, I think were we talking about Primus at some point in the last couple of weeks? Was it last week? And it just got me thinking about them again. It's not actually a band that I listened to loads when I was growing up. Obviously, I kind of South Park.
Yeah, well, I think Primus came to a lot of people's attention.
Through South Park. Yeah. I had some friends back then. When I was a sort of late teenager, they were quite into them, but I sort of, from what I've sort of dabbled and gone into, they're obviously mad, but so that was some of the most amazing musicians.
Yeah. So Joey was a race car driver. I think it came out early 90s. I came across
one of the
them.
Crazy videos. Like
they play this on Bill and Ted's, one of the Bill and Ted's movies. They go, so Bill and Ted go to a concert, and it's a Primus concert, and I think they're playing Joey as a race car driver.
Right. Okay.
That's how I came across that tune, and I was learning. We talked about Flea's because I was learning to play the bass guitar, and obviously you learn from a certain age. You'll be like, "Oh, Flea's the boss." Then someone will be like, Les Claypole's probably the boss, but it's
Yeah.
completely out there. And he sung as well, so the bass player sang and played bass.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
wild.
nuts. But
Wild.
I actually performed that live with my short-lived, funny art metal band called we're called Uranus. We were like 17, and we used to support. I made up Uranus, but Uranus actually were a band in themselves called Bogfiller, and they're like a real heavy, like almost death metal-ish Cornish band. We were teenagers, so come on, like we probably played about 10 gigs in total, but I learnt to play that tune. Not precisely, but it wasn't far off.
A version of.
I can show you now. It was all down here.
That's pretty impressive.
Couldn't do it now. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Look.
Impressive.
Anyway, look, and then we played a really great session record from a band that sadly aren't a band anymore, but so glad we got them recorded. That was Lazy Pilgrims, who are from Margate. With I hope I don't get weird again. Weird. Well, the contact's playing up, and I think that you can definitely check. I would really highly recommend listening to that EP. I think it probably is on Spotify. You can definitely get it on Bandcamp. So definitely, if you'd like to sound like, check out the Lazy Pilgrims. It's really good EP.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I hope that they would be doing stuff in other bands, or because I especially think the singer, can't remember her name, but she also played guitar, I think, and she had a really nice voice.
Yeah,
and there's the other guy who sings as well. I think also played guitar, and between them they had quite a good thing going on. So
well, they're part of that Margate setup, weren't they? Which I'm assuming is still going strong. There's quite a few bands in Margate. There's obviously, is it Can? Was a band I think we tried to book. Gang. Sorry, yeah, Gang.
Not Can.
No, Can. I mean,
classic 70s.
Yeah, she got Can. Yeah, but I get confused because of Gang of Four as well. So Gang.
Yeah.
And then there was obviously that band.
Inevitable Daydream.
Yeah, we played last week, which is a killer session. So we've all got these sessions, which actually now we set up just out of interest, because I feel like we're probably talking too much to play some more records, but we've now got a Linktree page. So if you follow the Linktree page, that'll take you to all you can click on: YouTube, Spotify, Mixcloud, SoundCloud. It's all there. Right, so let's play some more records. This is a tune I've picked, but it's just been released off some close friends of Exploding Head Sessions. These are one of Brighton's finest bands. Absolutely killer record, killer band. This is Beach Riot with Blush.
in the bar, where were you? When I was buying you a drink, where were you? When I was crying at home in bed, where were you? When I watched you from a distance, did you see me? You were standing in a queue, did you see me? You had yellow hair, did you see me? I wanna talk to you all night, do you like me? I wanna find out about your life and do you like me? Could you ever be my wife? Do you like me? When I was waiting in the bar, where were you? When I was buying you a drink, where were you? When I was crying at home in bed, where were you? When I watched you from a distance, did you see me? You were standing in a queue, did you see me? You had yellow hair, did you see me? I wanna talk to you all night, do you like me? I wanna find out about your life and do you like me? And could you ever be my wife? Do you love me?
If you could see on the old train, there's flat love stirring in your prepare head. A cliched approach to a theory that you've never seen. An elaborate system jumping on a trampoline. The unoriginal, natural energy. Reckless and go. It felt like a punch. Like a 10-minute meeting followed by a 3-hour lunch. When the music is awfully dull and all the vibe is dead. Return it to the overdone and then it over your head. The unoriginal, a natural energy. 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 Sunrise from the factories, rays don't make it to the streets. Through the gate come the employees, beat down and drag their feet. Lefties, handy pamphlets, workers coming in. Two people on the pavement, never been the same as placing in his hand. When the monster sees the sparks, neither understands what just happened to their lives. Another morning of the places rip me out of my dreams.
Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. Couple of tunes there, and amongst all of that, we've been joined by some guests. So we can now say we've got Ian and Rob in the house. You guys good? Say hello.
What's up?
Hello, how's it going?
Rob's taking mantle. I remember you held it so well, that microphone. People talk about it.
I'm going to grip it again.
That's a strong mic.
Yeah, it's a
pretty microphone.
It is a heavy mic as well, actually.
It's a beauty. It's a Rode. Looks expensive.
It is a Rode.
Trying
Only
to
the
fuck
best.
it up.
Only the best for you guys. So a couple of tunes there. Start off with the latest Beach Riot single. Like I said, really great band from Brighton. Done Exploding Head sessions with us. We were gonna do another Exploding Head sessions with them just before, as lockdown was happening, which didn't happen. So hopefully we can get them down. They have announced a tour for next year, so fingers crossed that can all go through. But that's called Blush. Do go and check it out. Also, they're selling like physical copies of the album or the EP, and they're giving out beer as well, Beach Riot beer or something.
Music and beer. I mean,
mate, what more do you need? Do you know what I mean?
For,
and then a tune which I think was Andrea's choice. She's still not here yet, but as a Mekon's record, I've heard that record before. That's really freaking good. And then we were saying Mekon's like definitely a John Peel band, probably from like the late 70s, early 80s, early punk. I have a feeling they might be part of that Leeds setup. So there was like a Leeds punk scene.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
Back
but
in the
I'm
day.
not sure. If anyone was listening, let us know. And then played Korea's new single.
yeah,
Good.
Yeah, really cool.
Session with them in the bag. Need to sort that out. A bit like the
Yeah.
Business Dude session.
I think it's the same session.
I think it was.
Yeah,
Was
we
the same night?
haven't put that out yet.
Nah.
I can't remember now. It's just
You've got there's 8 sessions in the bag. I think we've got to put out. We've got to pick and choose it.
Mark was so excited about hearing that session, so
We're going to
need
wait for
sort
the
it out then.
anniversary. We need to do that.
Can be a Christmas / New Year project.
Yeah,
Get it all
exactly.
finished or something.
But yeah, that was funny because Career played. They were the opening act of that night, and I got my camera out and I went to take a photo and it wasn't working. And I was like, "Fuck!" I'd left my camera, the battery of my camera charging.
Yeah.
And I did that thing where I phoned up my wife and was like, "Can you sort this out?" She was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Can you? I'm going to call an Uber." And then the Uber driver wouldn't take the battery. And I was like, so then I had to get a camera. I had to get a cab to my place and back, and I made it. I caught half of Business Dudes.
The best.
So it was all good. Yeah.
You got the shots.
I got
That's
the
what
shot.
matters.
I did. I got the shot. I got one or two shots.
Some great
Always hard photographing 2 pieces though, man. Always hard because it's
Well, especially when he's
There's not
throwing
much
himself
action.
about and getting in the crowd and all that.
yeah.
Sorry.
And then move it up.
I always assume I speak so loud I don't need a mic.
No, well, it's because Tim does a very precise mic setup here. Only like I said, only the best. And then what did we play after that? It was Fucked Up Tune. Was that your choice or
No.
Another possibly Dick's
Absolutely love
tune?
them. They're
Actually,
one of my favourite hardcore bands of all time.
yeah.
Lucky enough to have seen them a few times. Always mind blowing. So good.
Good
Love them.
stuff. Yeah, good. And guys, how are you? You both? We're gonna. This is sort of we're ad-libbing a bit here.
Yeah.
This is
But
organic.
we gotta-
I
well, we
think they
gotta
call it
keep-
organic.
We've got to add a bit of structure to it so that we can upload things correctly because we're that professional now. But how are you guys? You guys good? You coping all right?
Very well.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty
Ian,
good.
yeah,
Happy to be out of
Went back
lockdown.
to work today.
Yeah?
We just went to Weatherspoons.
Mate, living the dream.
Yeah.
How was
actually-
Wetherspoons?
It was good. I had my first Guinness in 3 months. I haven't drank for 3 months. So
right.
tonight was the night where I was like, you know what? I'm going to treat myself.
Good. And you guys have come down saying you're going to talk a bit about your various projects. I mean,
Yeah.
the last time I saw you was, I think, when you played for us.
Yeah. That was, what was that? 2
Paper
years
dress
ago?
vintage.
Yeah.
Over
I think
to-
you might have come to a show at Lock Tavern, actually.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
why I can remember that. But
Yeah.
you looking all right? You good?
Yeah, I'm really good, man. Just it's been an odd year, but plugging away, keeping it moving,
Cool.
trying to keep the music scene alive,
Yeah, cool. I know, Rob, since we last spoke, you all good, mate?
Yeah, man, good. Yeah, got
Some stuff going on?
Yeah, like quite busy actually.
Yeah.
Feel really good about things in terms of sort of finishing the year off. I have an art show opening tomorrow night and Friday night, which I suppose we'll end up talking about
Yeah.
later.
Yeah, great.
With some sound stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, and had the Fatberg. People still buying the Fatberg album? or-
Fatberg's still going,
Mate.
man. It's like it's a bit brutal. It gets tough after you've released something. There's a bit of a slog period, but
Were they picking up some? I saw they did that thing for Fred Perry, didn't they?
They
Which
got
I thought was quite a
they
big
did
thing.
Yeah, did a Fred Perry subculture playlist.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
thought that was great. I mean, like a band like Fatberg
Yeah.
crossing over into that.
Yeah, it's a banging record.
It's all
Really
good.
good, really
So-
good stuff.
We've got somebody leaving. Dude, you.
It's Andrea.
Oh, Andrea's here. Woo,
dog.
yeah, with the dog.
Hi.
Cool.
What's going
Dick's,
on?
Dick's turned into a dog.
Cool. All right, then. Well, look, let's play some more tunes. We have a chat with Andrea when she comes in. We're going to play a Vouchers record. No, Japanese television. This is all good. Band we recorded with. Live radio at its best. We haven't even synced it up. But.
Hello, how are you?
like waiting for the money. I'm just sitting on the minefield waiting for the money. I'm just sitting on the minefield waiting for the money. Words carved into the DNA. Why worry when you can't even look straight? Just a line on the take, taking time. Sitting on the minefield, waiting for the money. Pass the test and procreate. Cut the shit and assimilate. Massive telly ready meal. G.O.D. Concentrate. Sitting on the minefield, waiting for the money. I'm just sitting on the minefield, waiting for the money. I'm just sitting on the minefield, waiting for the money.
It all started last November when I took a short business course, suggestion to my psychiatrist. He thought I would enrich my character, and boy was he right! The best $10,000 I ever spent. Little did he know the type of man I'd become. A man of integrity, a man of company! You might think I'm a loser now, maybe still in 10 years. In 2028, things are gonna change. My career will be updated. Your feelings will be outdated. I'll make you turn in my wealth, my good fortune and good health. They grew me, they trained me, company man, company man. They grew me, they trained me, company man, company man. They grew me, they trained me, company man, company man. They grew me, they trained me, company man, company man.
Fire, I bid you to burn. Fire, I bid you to love. You're gonna burn. You fought hard and you saved, but it's all going to burn. Don't you mind you turn around? You've been so blind. You fall behind. Oh no. Fire, I take you to burn. Fire, I take you to love. We're gonna burn. You've been living like a little girl in the middle of your little world. Don't you mind? You turn around. You've been so blind. take you to burn. Fire, I take you to love. We're gonna burn. You've been living like a little girl in the middle of your little world. Don't you mind? You turn around. You've been so blind. You fall behind. You've been living like a little girl. You never love yourself and earn. You fall apart. You fall behind. Oh no. Fire. Fire. You're gonna burn. Fire, I take you to burn. Fire,
Yeah, man.
Okay, so some awesome records there. So, really pleased to announce that Andrea is in the house.
Hey.
How you doing? You good?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, and you brought Lulu with you.
Yeah.
So anyone that's not watching it on streaming should watch it.
Yeah, she's probably a bit
Feed
too
the camera.
bit stocky to lift up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's her radio debut, and she's brought with us out for a couple of good tunes. So let's go back. That tune was actually your choice, wasn't it? So how do you pronounce
Yeah.
it? Lizzie Mercier de Clou.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard some of her stuff before. I've sort of earmarked it. That's great. It's a great record.
Yeah, it's like a crossover between like disco and new wave. So
Yeah.
it's quite like
Yeah,
It's
what
a good,
era is that?
believe it's early 80s.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
where's she from? Was it like a New York thing? Is it?
I used to know
French
this
or-
information. I
should-
should have
yeah,
done my
yeah,
research there.
Come prepared.
Yeah, just the song came up in my head, but I used to know a lot about her. All I know that she's dead, and she died of cancer, and that's
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's
that's the only thing.
That's a really good record. Definitely check it out. And then before that, Vintage Crop Team, which Tim played. record you played before.
I love these guys. So I came across these because they were booked to play at Test Pressing Festival. I don't know if you went to that a few years ago. It was a fucking amazing festival. I think mainly put on by the guys at like Bad Vibrations and like yeah. It was kind of around lots of different venues in Hackney and Hackney Wick and that kind of thing. And these guys came over from Australia to play it, and I swear like they're all about 18, 19 years old, and they're just like they've absolutely nailed that sort of garage punk thing.
Aussie band, did they? Yeah.
Aussie bands. The album I think is called Company Man. It's just an EP actually, but every single song is like a kind of a tale about being in the rat run and you know,
Oh,
kind of
very
that, that sort of stuff. So I think they've got another EP out or another or even an album out, which is also really cool. But I love that.
Yeah.
track.
Reminded me a bit of Pinch Points actually, who I've played before,
Yeah,
which is another
yeah,
Aussie band. So there's
definitely,
obviously a bit of a scene. Cool. And then Exploding Head Sessions from Session 21. The Vouchers, which we're actually saying a lot of admiration from the Vouchers amongst us. Ian and Rob's booked them before. Good band, good session. Good. Just go check them out. Don't know they're doing much, but probably check them out on Bandcamp. And then what was that before that?
Japanese television.
Japanese Television, man. Moonglider, fucking awesome tune. Really good.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
sort of a bit different to
They're getting
stuff before
spacier
then,
and sort
yeah.
of going
I mean,
further down.
Moonglider is a really good name for that song because it does sound just like.
I think that EP is all spacey kind of inspired titles, I think. But
Space Surfer.
yeah, another really great band. Another band. We were chatting when I actually, things always take more time. So at the beginning of lockdown, I kind of had this vision of trying to do exactly what we're doing now, but for various reasons, it took me like till the end of the first lockdown to get it sorted. But I was chatting to he's the bass player from Japanese TV.
It's got that big tash.
Yeah, he's got the big tash. Alex,
He's
yeah.
not the bass player anymore.
Oh, is he
Okay.
not? Oh, where's that? So what hot news? Maybe it was. Maybe that's what I thought it was chatting to. Anyway, he was keen. They were keen to come down, but we didn't. We never.
Imagine if
happened,
you
so.
just showed up. He's just like,
we just booked that one guy.
Formally.
Like, that's it.
formally basically.
Yeah. But yeah, all good stuff. So, Andrea, any updates on the shop? Anything? I've seen we've got loads of stock in there.
We're packed.
Yeah.
Yeah, is this
So,
ready?
yeah.
Just getting ready for Christmas.
Yeah. So go online. The website should be updated, and yeah,
I'm really enjoying the drawing boards.
the drawing boards.
Yeah. Artwork, some really good stuff.
And we
I'm
got
actually
some-
really liking this polar deck.
The polar ones are the best.
I think that's great. This graphic.
Yeah.
But they're all really good. Yeah. So
we
loads
got
of stuff
lots
in.
of polar.
Got some Yes Fam stock in as well.
Yeah, some death, a lot of wheels, OJ wheels, Richter wheels. So yeah.
All
All
set.
your Christmas gifts ready
Yeah.
for you.
All set. Cool. All right then.
We're
So
Are these rats?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they're friends.
you admiring the artwork.
That's awesome, man.
Oh, it's a polar one, isn't it? Yeah. These are good. I really like this. We've got this one here. I really like. I think that works. We make a nice print.
Yeah, the polar ones I think are the
Yeah,
best.
they
the
polar
best
are-
graphic.
A pretty good label,
Yeah.
aren't they, really? Okay, wicked. Well, look, loads of stuff to come up. We're going to play a couple more tunes. Obviously, Zworg's coming down, which is exciting. He's got a record for us. Those of you that haven't checked out Zworg yet, do. He's doing a bit of a takeover, getting loads of followers, and he's doing a Zworg advent calendar. So he can come down, he can chat about
That's
that.
for real?
Is it one of those
Really
naked
okay.
calendars?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wow.
Don't know why. Yeah, my instant thought as well was something inappropriate. I don't know.
Well, I don't know, but we can chat. We can ask him about it. But
Yeah.
I think he's because he's keen to learn about Christmas traditions. So he needs he's got to do like 24 of these or whatever. So he needs to know like what Earthling Christmas traditions should he be in the photograph with. Do you see what I'm saying? So maybe we can chat to him about that. But he's definitely come down. And then obviously you got Ian, Rob. You guys are going to come and chat to us and talk all the stuff we've been talking about behind the scenes, which is really interesting. So. Couple more tunes. What have we got lined up next? So this is a Dick tune, I think, man. So this is in Dick who's at home sleeping. It's had a hard day. This is Annihilation Time. Do you know Andrea? Does he play us at home?
No, he keeps everything a secret from me.
Does
all the
he?
songs, yeah. So I have
This is
no idea.
Annihilation Time. Imaginary Mirror.
Imaginary mirror, showing me things I've never seen, taking me places I've never been, walking around in a living dream. Fantastic colors of red and green, a portal to a new reality, a comprehension you take the word song and half it in two, you get so. What? You get so. What? You get so. What? You get so. What? You get so what? Sobs like the rest of them do. If you take the word sobs and half it in two, you get so. What? You get so. What? You get so. What? You get so. What? You get so what? Cried those sobs like the rest of them do. You take the word sobs and half it in two, you get boo-hoo-hoo. You get so. You get so. What? You get so. What? You get so. What? You get so. What? You get so what?
Just let me
Yo. So,
Love an
more.
abrupt ending on this
Yeah,
show.
abrupt endings. You'll love it. Some killer records there, man. What do we have? So that was a wicked band. Yeah, Rats on Rafts.
Rats on Rafts, yeah.
Tokyo Music Experience.
Yeah, so they're from Rotterdam, Holland. I think that song is a few years old, but I've just, from having a look, I think they've got another album coming out next year, so that should be quite interesting.
Yeah, really.
I've not seen them live, but I think they'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, so all their stuff, they've got an album out, or a bit like that.
Yeah.
Cool. And then, I mean, obviously, I don't know if we haven't gone a show without a Sabbath record in the last sort of month or so. It's all good.
I think it was like since Halloween, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it
we
was
just
like
kept it
it's just sort of
that's the underlying theme.
to rebirth something in you.
That's true.
Which is ironic though, because Ozzy often bans us from YouTube.
He does.
So
Not personally, I would
No.
imagine.
I know.
it's
I think he's ever been on YouTube himself.
yeah. But obviously, Andrea, Sabbath, love that tune, big fan.
For this month probably.
Yeah, you never
Yeah.
interviewed Sabbath for your fanzine.
No.
No.
No,
No.
I wish.
Yes.
I have an interesting Aussie fact though. So my granddad back in the day was an insurance salesman and used to go door to door, and he in the Birmingham area, and he used to look after Ozzy Osbourne's insurance pre Black Sabbath or around the start of Black
Oh
Sabbath.
wow.
That's a good story.
pretty cool.
Good story.
It's probably the most exciting thing he did working for the Prudential.
I had someone tell me the story, and some of you guys might not know who he is. I'm going to guess you probably do, but I know Rick Astley. Do you know who Rick
I
Astley
do,
is?
not
What?
personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, he used to.
Heard of the man.
He used to work as a kid in the garden centre, and like somebody I know's like parents, he came round and put a shed up for them.
Rick Astley did.
But then 2 years later, he was like doing his thing on top of the pops. And I just was really funny that they go, oh yeah, Rick Astley put up that shed.
He never lets them down.
Yeah.
Is that the only song he has?
I think he was quite.
I'm sure he has more.
He was really
I can remember growing up and like buying a copy of Smash Hits and
Oh,
like, he was
really?
all over it, Rick Astley. Do you know what I mean? You just don't know. You knew you're like young and you're just like, oh, Smash Hits.
Maybe
I
in
think
the
he brought-
US it's only that song.
I think he brought an album out recently, actually.
Yeah,
Don't know why I know that.
I think.
Yeah.
I think he might have gone
Keep my
into
ear to the ground
songwriting.
on that.
I think he might be one of these guys that makes a lot of money songwriting.
Probably, yeah.
Didn't he come out on stage like and perform something at Glastonbury like fairly recent? Something it was quite big. They did a cover.
There was
Was
something
it
like
Foo
that. yeah.
Fighters or something? Like I want to
was something
say
like
something like that.
It would be.
Something weird like that.
Came out with Stormzy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Surprise me.
Okay, and so yeah, and then obviously before that, Frauds, all big Frauds fans here from Exploding Head sessions number 7, which Ian, you played that weirdly.
I did, yeah. That was.
Bring back
yeah.
memories. Killer
Great
Night, you
session.
remember it
It was
well?
a great night. I do.
Great night, yeah.
I actually do remember that night well. It was
And
good.
then we had Guru.
That was a great photo.
Yeah,
Guru
'cause
open.
That was the
you
night
sorted
I-
that out for us.
Yeah.
They
Oh, we
stepped in.
sorted that out. Okay, I thought that was the night we met Guru, but it must have been.
No, I think you
after.
played with them in Brighton
Yeah.
before them, and we
Last minute
someone dropped
cancellation,
out
didn't we?
about a few days before,
Yeah.
and you messaged us to say check these guys out.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
contacted them, and they were so good.
Love
Yeah, it was like
those
24
dudes.
hours. They just went, yeah, we're coming up.
They're an amazing band.
Yeah,
man.
they've
We should
got on
play,
this
we should
so
play
nice.
some in that session. I did look, but most of their songs are about like 8, 9, 10 minutes long, so it's
Mm.
like.
Well, we've got plenty of time.
But yeah,
3 hours.
we'll bring one down.
Yeah,
to
for
another-
sure.
another show.
And then Memes, who we're all fans of. Again, with guys we booked in. So John, mate, hope you're well.
Yeah.
So what? Really good band, Memes. A lot of fun. Give them a follow on Instagram. Check them out on Bandcamp. They've released they're one of the bands that are releasing stuff. I guess because there's only 2 of them and they have a drum machine.
Yeah.
It's probably a bit easier.
Although
good.
they just recorded a tune on that last thing with Real Drummer.
Did they?
First foray
Wow.
into Real Drum.
Heard it here first.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Well,
Interesting.
they're good guys. Memes, really good guys. And then for Dick, who's at home, hopefully listening in between his
Look at
snores.
Lulu.
With Lulu,
Yeah.
like Lulu.
Say what?
That was a band.
Who are you
called,
talking about?
He's been
Yeah.
replaced.
yeah, she's like, this
Yeah,
is
right.
rubbish.
Yeah.
Annihilation Time, which I was expecting something louder, but it was a really good record.
It was pretty loud. to
It
be
was
fair.
pretty loud, but some of
I know
Dick's
you
choices are like,
Yeah.
pretty loud. So that's good. All right, so look, everyone's really excited. It's time. I feel like we need a jingle for this.
Yeah, I do need
for
to make a
Tim's Travels. Or is it
Was it
Tim's
like
Music Travels?
Wonders of the world. Or something,
We need a little, what do you call it?
Jingle.
Jingle.
Yeah.
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 This week,
yeah.
Tim
Yeah.
is in. Doodle-doo-doo.
Yeah, so I'm in Mongolia this week, which is quite exciting. So it's definitely some interesting stuff to research. I'm glad it won over Spain though, because I think much more interesting to look
Yeah.
into it. But you already mentioned it. But have you guys heard of Mongolian throat singing?
Yes, it's
No,
it's
I
incredible.
It's mad.
It's totally
Throat singing.
awesome.
I'm really
Really?
annoyed. I'm
Incredible.
really annoyed myself because I queued it up to record some to be able to play, but I forgot to actually do it. So you have to just imagine it.
So you've learned how to do it.
I've been practicing.
Okay,
So to those who don't know, basically it's like a really old style of singing from Mongolia, and it's basically a version of what's called overtone singing. It's so the performer can sing essentially multiple pitches simultaneously, obviously like very close to each other, so you get these really amazing overtones, normally quite deep. It's a practice steeped in history. Mongolian herders apparently used to travel far and wide across the country looking for rivers, mountainsides, and the similar kind of acoustics, which are just perfect for throat singing, so that it would just travel across.
Just natural reverb.
Just natural reverb,
yeah. The mountains.
So you can get those overtones just nice and ringing.
Basically human drones, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And then, unfortunately, this is where I wrote, if you haven't heard it, here's an example, but I can't do that, I'm afraid. But then in terms of the country, so for a long time post-World War II, Mongolia had really strong ties to the Soviet Union, so it's a very communist country. So obviously very limited exposure to any sort of Western culture. But then the Soviet Union disbanded, and in the late 80s, early 90s, Mongolia saw Western music just like flooding into the country. But despite this, Mongolian musicians chose to preserve Mongolian culture, but also kind of embracing new ideas and influences that they were hearing. So it wasn't just like Mongolian musicians copying Western ideas. It was more they were taking the ideas and creating new versions of Mongolian music. So kind of a blend of the two rather than just like an impersonation.
Because I was going to say, because a throat singing cover would be weird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I want to hear it.
Sounds good, yeah.
So I think you mentioned to me that, and I did look into a little bit, but so basically, that then continued into modern times. So like even now, people still kind of embrace the culture. I'm sorry, Lulu.
I mean, yeah, come on,
dog is
yeah.
snoring.
For anyone who can't hear Lulu, the dog snoring, this story has killed her.
She's not a fan.
So so lots of different scenes started to emerge, especially a thriving hip hop scene, and I watched a few videos of that. It's kind of mad.
Oh, really?
So all the
I'm gonna have
kind
to
of
check
like
that out.
all the trimmings of Western hip hop, cars, like huge like gangs of guys, all the
Sick.
dancing, but with Mongolians with rapping.
What's the Mongolian hip hop style like, clothing wise?
Similar to Western
Like
kind
Parker's
of.
is one. It's quite. I'll send you a link to it. There was a good article in the summer in Huck magazine. If you ever pick up see Huck, it's like a good about talking about Mongolian hip hop. It's interesting.
And what are the beats like? Are they kind of
Similar. It's a very
Yeah.
similar,
East Coast, West
similar kind
Coast.
of hip hop. West, yeah.
Pretty produced, I think.
Pretty
Sort of
produced,
modern
yeah.
produced hip hop.
But that's not what I'm going to focus on. So basically, I'm going to focus on a band. It's a band called The Who, spelled H-U, which apparently is Mongolian for human.
nice?
Now, these guys have amassed
Big name.
millions.
The human.
They've amassed millions of views on YouTube through a blend of traditional Mongolian music with Western rock and metal.
Sick.
So all their lyrics are like a link between past and present. They sing songs about Genghis Khan, nature, Mongolian history. So they released a debut album in 2019 called Gereg, which is an old word for what is essentially like a passport. Again, back in sort of Genghis Khan times. So the song I'm going to play is from the album. It's called Yuve Yuve Yu, which translates as "What's going on."
Okay.
He's working up.
Lulu's excited. I'm hyped. I'm hyped to
So you
hear
have
this.
to hear it. So this.
I'm
this
invested,
Song,
I'm ready.
The vocals incorporate all of that Mongolian throat singing. So check it out.
Lulu.
Yuve
Okay, right, guys, what are we thinking? Everyone's feeling that Mongolian tune.
Yeah, how'd you?
Yeah,
how'd
Rob,
you feel?
Love
That
it.
was actually surprisingly good, I think.
Yeah,
I'm ready. I'm gonna check
It's got
that
a
out.
good vibe, isn't there? So I was saying to these guys while the song was playing, music videos on YouTube definitely worth checking out. Again, this link between past and present is like a huge thing for them, and a lot of the videos start in their living room. They're sitting there on the sofa on a phone. They open the door to the living room and it opens out to the Mongolian plains, and there's just like warriors on horses wearing old like Genghis Khan style suits of armor, and so it's fun.
Sick.
It's really fun, and
I'm impressed by the level of research you
he
did.
does. It's good.
Yeah,
It's good.
he's gone in.
You went quite deep here.
Yeah, man.
oh yeah,
it's good.
Gotta go deep.
Last week was Turkish punk.
Turkish punk
Which was
from the
good.
90s was last week, so that's
Yeah,
a good one.
Yeah,
Check that out if you haven't listened to it.
yeah, that was really good. Okay, guys, so we're gonna Tim's destiny is
Okay,
sort of in your hands.
I have
Which
my country.
Yeah, go on then.
Czech Republic.
Czech Republic.
Nice.
And that is in honour of lots of people who tuned into our show, actually, because I work with a girl called Carolina, and her whole family, her mum was listening in the kitchen to the last Tuck Shop, so it has to be them.
Great.
Good.
I like that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Czech Republic.
I'm gonna go Armenia.
And
Czech Republic or Armenia.
okay.
Armenia, doesn't get a lot of love.
That's going to be tough.
Needs
That's
some more
gonna be
love.
tough, yeah.
So,
Czech Republic and Armenia.
Czech Republic and
Yeah.
Armenia.
So that's gonna be up
Czech
on
Republic.
the
That's good stuff.
three,
DZ's from the Czech Republic.
yeah.
Well, I've sort of thought that
get
was-
voting on the Three Amigos Instagram
Yeah.
story soon, very soon. Short window. Right, okay, so we're going to play a couple of tunes. Zworg's going to come down. I'm going to get a pizza. Then we're going to hand this over to you guys. Andrea, Robert Calvert. Is it Robert Calvert?
Yeah.
This is your tune.
Good.
Yeah? Anything you
Yeah, it's a good tune.
Yeah,
Good.
play my tune.
It's
yeah,
good.
just play it, yeah? That's it.
Good.
Good.
It's just good old.
It's just good.
Yeah. Good
Sweet.
stuff. Yeah.
Don't feel fear or panic. Nothing brings me down. I'm a narrow space age warrior. I can fly sideways through sound. My reflexes and reactions are as fast as a machine. I'm the right stuff, baby, the right stuff. The right stuff, baby, the right stuff. The right stuff, baby, the right stuff. Watch my trail. When the dial needle flickers around Mach 1 or 2, and something happens suddenly, I know exactly what to do. My hands move without thinking, and my feet like lightning too. I'm the right stuff, baby, the right stuff. I'm the right stuff, baby, the right stuff. I'm the right stuff, baby, the right stuff. Watch my trail. Watch my trail. Watch my trail. Does not affect my heart. Not even if this Dixie jet should take itself apart. I'm the right stuff, baby, the right stuff. The right stuff, baby, the right stuff. The right stuff, baby, the right stuff. Watch my trail. Watch my trail. Watch my trail.
Hello, hello, welcome back. Zworg has entered the building.
Zworg, hey. What's up, brother?
He's just meeting Lulu the dog, and
Lulu seems pretty excited by
seem
this
to be
whole
kindred spirits.
thing.
Yeah.
What's up?
Ian, this is Zworg. Hello, Zworg.
Zworg? Am I
Nice
pronouncing
to see
that
you.
right?
Zworg. I believe it's Zworg.
Zworg
yeah,
is the correct
Zworg, yes.
planetary.
The meeting between Zworg and Lulu was quite something.
That was something to witness.
I've never seen a dog so excited about a creature that looks quite like Zworg.
That's right. It's the eyes. It is the eyes.
You think you made a connection with the claws as well, perhaps?
Yeah, maybe mesmerized.
The brain. What?
What? Don't eat the brain. No, that's not good.
No. Scratch the furry arse with the claws, perhaps. You like that?
You've met Rob. You've met Rob before.
Yeah.
This is Ian.
Hello, mate. Nice to meet you. I like your jacket, actually. That's very fly. Yeah. You've been hanging around Camden, I guess.
Does anyone know where Jack's gone?
Jack's gone to get a pizza. Like, this annoyingly happens every single
Oh,
week.
okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
Jack never learns. He goes off, gets his
You know what? It's
pizza.
all just clicked for me.
It's just a nightmare.
Since listening in the past,
It's
it's
a bit of
all
a
just
nightmare.
clicked. When Jack goes to get a
I
pizza.
also noticed as well, when Jack left, Lulu got much happier. She also got much more cheerful when you stopped talking about Mongolian throat singing.
That's true. That's very true. How's your week been then, Zworg? What have you been up to? Are you taking some pictures? Yeah, I saw for your advent calendar, right? Yeah.
You got an advent calendar coming out? An official?
Yeah.
Advent calendar?
I think it's already... was it yesterday? The first day of Advent? It's got a couple first post up there.
Zworg, you need to clear up any rumours about this thing being a little racy.
The advent calendar being
Yeah.
racy.
I think the first one was
yeah.
with the Christmas pudding.
Yeah. What is Christmas based on the same thing where you're from, or no?
I don't have
just,
Christmas.
You don't have Christmas. You just welcomed it into your. Okay.
For the money.
For the money.
Make
Okay.
the money.
Yeah. Arguably, what they do here.
Just ring it up.
Yeah.
Bring
It's
it
not
up.
based on anything
Zworg
now.
likes
It's
to
just
learn
money.
about the human way of life, and I think Christmas is probably one of the biggest things for you to learn about now. Are you going to be spending Christmas with the human family? Has Jack invited you round to his? Yeah, you're going to spend it with the kids? You're going to be putting some presents?
Yeah, something
You're gonna be-
carving
You're
the
looking forward to
turkey.
the turkey.
Not the humans, hopefully. Maybe if they beat you in the Christmas
It
games.
looked to me like you said, I'm going to break into people's houses and then spend their money.
Yeah.
Which is,
And
it's a
maybe cut
human
them up. I
tradition.
don't know.
Maybe.
Can we play-
It's a little brutal, to be honest.
You got to get off. I'm sorry. I'm really
done.
sorry. So you've given us a song. Bit of early Chili Peppers. Very
Wow.
good. Very psychedelic.
Yeah.
Very.
He likes it. I see. The
Oh,
fleet,
yeah,
the fleet,
slap bass,
slap like the fleet.
Yeah,
You know,
he's-
slap like fleet.
So
Yeah,
last
yeah.
week he played some African psych, which had
Okay.
a very strong bass. So it's a
Yeah.
bit
So
of a running theme.
a
mate,
bass
bit of a running
theme. He likes the bass.
likes a bit
Zworg
of slapping
does.
your bass. doesn't
Yeah.
he? All right, let's play it.
Blast off cash and spin it off the loop. Sitting in the bar, then he's sitting at the booth. Across the dance floor, he does scoop. He's skinny, sweaty man in a green suit. We can move that good, go do. Been known to gag and stuff up Duke. He's skinny, sweaty man in a green suit. He's half man and half cartoon, but the money don't be confused. He's nobody, no need to. He's skinny, sweaty man in a green suit. Face to face with the man in the moon. His family actions, Dr. Snoop. If you catch me in a suit, please don't shoot. The skinny, sweaty man in a green suit. He was known, chow. A freewheeling clown. A very funny young look hanging under the roof of a pleasant time, United Sound. He'll play a little guitar, sing a few blues. He's got a guy that's carrying you. By the fact that he's no blue. He's a skinny man in a gray suit. Strike him at screw, make him jerk that move like an eight-legged freaking spaceship boot. Coming soon to a city near you. It's skinny man in a gray suit. take to run. We've been moving around in different situations, knowing that the time would come just to see you torn apart. Witness to your empty heart. I need it, I need it, I need it. Through the wire screen, the eyes of those standing outside looked in at her, as into the cage of some rare creature in a zoo. In the hand of one of the assistants, she saw the same instrument which they had that morning, inserted deep into her body. She shuddered instinctively. No life at all in the house of dolls. No, 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 lost. No, 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 lost. You've been seeing things the doctor's not in learning, hoping that the truth will pass. No life underground, wasting, never changing, wishing that this day won't last. To never see you show your age, to watch you till the beauty fades. I need it, I need it, I need it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm back. Had a pizza. What did I miss?
Some weird dude came in, like,
Wait,
freaked the
talking
dog
about
out.
Zworg, yeah.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
yeah, Zworg.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not weird. He's just an alien. And we got you know, just because he's.
You've got to
Yeah,
break down
sorry.
these barriers,
Yeah,
man.
it's
Like,
true,
you know,
man.
that's
Yeah,
what we're all
yeah,
about.
yeah.
It just all adds up every time I've heard on the show you're going for a pizza. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Well,
that's
I
when
have
Zworg
invited him for
comes.
Christmas
Yeah,
dinner,
yeah,
so-
yeah.
Yeah, he did mention he was coming around.
We'll catch
He's
up.
super excited, actually,
He is
about
really excited.
extorting you from some calendars or something.
Yeah.
Oh, he's trying to do an advent calendar.
He's doing
Obviously, as his
a-
manager, you know, we're just trying. It's hard for an alien to make a living,
Apparently, you promised.
especially during COVID.
Yeah.
You promised him a turkey dinner, and that's what he's.
He wants to, yeah, he'll get the turkey.
He's
for
looking
that.
forward to
Pigs in
carving it.
blankets, I think he said he was
I
a
don't know,
fan
pigs in
of.
blankets sometimes. Do you like? Sometimes I find pigs in blankets. The hype of pigs in blankets is better than the reality. But
I had some today.
Did you?
I got a Christmas burger from
Wetherspoons.
Wetherspoons. Yeah.
burger.
Yeah, I had pigs in blankets in a
Wow.
little
before
cocktail
we
thing.
move on to these really exciting chats, let's just say hello, welcome. This is Team Amigos versus Exploding Head Sessions versus Ian Charles Carter
Yo.
with a little bit of Rob from Rob
Yeah, man.
Rob
Thanks.
from Ra-
guys,
Thanks for having me
My
back.
hype-
Thanks for having me back.
Rob's my hype man.
He was like, he just wanted an excuse. He was
Yeah.
like, I know this guy.
Any excuse we get to hang out, we'll take it.
But yeah, but it's actually a pleasure to get you down because actually when Rob and Mark were down, you know, about 6 weeks ago, whatever it was, seems like a long time ago, they played one of your new tunes.
They did.
God
Yeah.
blood.
And it's
They
freaking
did.
awesome. So
Thank you very
Banging
much.
tune, man.
yeah, so Ian, mate, you're all good, yeah?
I'm really good. Yeah, thanks for having me. Appreciate
Good.
being here. We go quite a bit back. We were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
I don't know what number session
Well, you think
was
it was maybe
but-
7, it said on the recording there, because Fro's...
If it says 7, then
If it's
that's,
7,
yeah,
yeah.
that's accurate. Yeah.
So for those who don't know, I also play in a band called Human Pet, and we played an Exploding Head session way back when.
way back
when I had long hair.
You did? Yeah, well, that
did.
photo...
Yeah, because that
great
photo
photo
for a
of me,
second, I
yeah.
was like, I thought you'd put the wrong picture up, and then I was like, actually,
Nah.
no, he did used to have
That was me. Yeah.
luscious
It was good long...
locks.
Well, I had short hair, now my hair's getting sort of locked down.
Yeah.
But
Swapped
that
over.
photo, I love that photo.
Yeah,
I
that was a
was-
great show, man. We had a lot of fun.
But
playing
that for me, because I did photography for years and I hadn't done it for about 10 years, and then I just was like, we need photographs for Exploding Heads. So that was like one of the first. That was my first gig of shooting. of taking
was
photographs
it?
again. And I just remember I
okay.
saw that photo and I thought, yeah, all right, I can
Yeah,
do
I'm
this.
back
Do you know what I
into
mean?
this.
I can pull this off,
Sick.
just about. So yeah. So Matt,
just
so,
to inflate your ego. On
No, I
that.
didn't mean like
no,
that comes
no,
out wrong, but like-
I'm about to.
oh, okay.
I think the photography is amazing.
Oh, mate,
For all
thank
of the
you.
exploding
Yeah,
head
it
stuff,
is.
honestly, like when it goes down on social, it looks at bollocks.
Yeah, it looks
Good
good.
stuff.
It's
Well,
definitely given us a good,
It's amazing what
I
you
think
can
it's
do.
probably the
good
best
aesthetic.
like we've ever had taken of us. Like honestly,
Well, when lockdown's over, if you want any shots, I'm happy to come down and blow my flash in your eyes. and
when
blind
gigs
you.
are allowed again.
Exactly. But yeah, so Ian, so obviously you've been still in Human Pet.
Yep.
Loads of other stuff going on, which we're going to talk about. So you've got the album, the label,
Yeah, the New Town Tudors.
You Sound
yeah.
Tudors.
Yeah.
That's all looking good.
Yeah, really good. So I started that this year. Kind of just
The best year to start a DIY
I
label.
know. Well,
as everyone keeps
I
saying.
had like I had
lots of time to think about it.
Lots of time to think about it, but I sat in February. I was in Amsterdam recording with my mate who's worked with me on a lot of the tunes, and I was like planned my whole year out, like up to an album and stuff, thinking like this is gonna be great. And I remember him joking with me, being like, "We're all gonna be wearing masks soon," and I was like, "Nah, no way." And then next thing we know, lockdown in London, literally about 3 weeks after I got back. So
Those Europeans always know better.
they know
That's the
better.
problem.
Yeah, yeah.
Always ahead.
They were
Yeah.
prepared, but I just was like, you know what? I said I was going to do it. I got to keep myself busy during this lockdown anyway. So just got the New Town Tudors. It's been in the works for like years. And I just was like, let's do it. And it's a way for me to put out the Human Pet releases, put out my own releases. And then today, actually, we put out our first release, which is an artist like not related to me. So I put out the band that I play with, my solo stuff. And then Even Being just dropped a track today.
Yeah.
We were talking about it in the pub before we came here, and I think it's a really, really interesting point that the New Town Tudors sort of has to exist for you and your solo material because it's so broad.
Yeah.
And like, you're not a man to be controlled by a genre.
No. I listen to everything and anything. And
Talented enough to play everything.
Well, yeah, I mean
Appreciate
that came apparent because I just thought a Human Pet. It's going to sound a bit like that. And
Yeah,
I was just
yeah.
like, what the hell is like this? Is
yeah, like
it was amazing.
post-punk, heavy.
Like
Yeah.
classically trained singer.
Yeah, we were like, because we said we got to get him down. I kept saying, so I'm glad it's.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like as Rob was saying, like we were in the pub and we were chatting about it, and I don't think if I was working with anyone else, they'd probably be like, oh, doesn't really sound like you, or it doesn't sound the last release. But that's kind of not what I want to do. And what I'm hoping is that in this day and age, because of the internet, is everyone's listening to a bunch of different genres anyway. Like, it's not just what you hear
it's
in
true.
the local scene.
Yeah.
Like, you're not limited to what you hear on the radio and what you see in your local scene, which maybe could be a bad thing. It might lead to less sort of scenes emerging like they used to back in the day. But at the same time, it means that anyone from anywhere can get into a genre of music that they just vibe with. And for me, like, I listen to everything. Working in a record shop, I get to hear everything. So it just seems right to put it out myself. And
But it gives you that level of, well, it's just that control, isn't it? And it enables you to do that. And if you're someone that you've got lots of ideas, you want to do things, you just got to do it, because other people aren't going to necessarily do it, and they're not going to necessarily do it how you want to do it.
I think it's kind of, not to sound too pretentious, but it's separating. Like, I feel more of like an artist rather than a musician, because I personally I have someone who draws a lot of my artwork, but I like to do some of the videos. Like, I direct my video, the 2 videos I put out this year, I directed them. And
I saw you directed them.
Yeah. And just I like to have that control of the whole project rather than just the songs. You know, if you join a label, it's like, here's our song, now you market it. So
how different does it feel, and you both can probably answer this, putting someone else's music out
Well, I was going to say,
compared to your own?
like, it seems like a negative critique, doesn't it, to say I've got to put it out myself because no other label could do it justice, right? Which is kind of what it sounds like. But actually,
like,
as another label,
it's,
I would be thinking, well, this guy's got such a vision, I would be scared I wouldn't be able to do it justice. And like, even though I get it and I get the concept, and like, coming from a sort of more visual arts background myself, and not really knowing too much about the scene or giving a fuck too much about existing within one part of that, but like, I would be really worried that I wouldn't be able to give you the platform for all of those music forms to be the best that they could be. Like, I'd be worried that like the audience that follows Rap Run wouldn't be the best audience to necessarily get it, you know.
But I think I'm hoping that if I mean, obviously it would be great if my own label kind of picked up steam and I could just keep doing it myself, but I'm hoping that I can show somebody else, or like a bigger label or something, that like, people are interested in this, even though it jumps around all the time. Like,
and that's how, I mean, it's like with anything. I mean, all labels, or anything, whether it's skate. I mean, like, we're in a skate shop here, and there's established skate labels, and there's up and coming skate labels, and some growing up and become more established. It's the same with labels, isn't it? But
they all started.
You've got to follow your own
somewhere.
thing, and that's, I think there's about, for me, there's like an integrity to it. You know, and you especially with especially now, like, you've got to do your own thing, and you've got to be true to yourself.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think really the major label structure, it just clings on to this idea that like, bands still want to be signed to a label.
Of course. Which is
whereas the
other
actual structure of what a record label is in terms of those majors is so redundant now. Like you say with the internet, like, but you don't need.
It's so easy.
You don't need
so
all
easy.
of
Like,
the stuff that they give you.
People said to me this year, they're like, "Oh, congrats on your label, congrats," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, I put a lot of work into it, but at the same time, like, I literally have just signed up to like a distributor online, and I sort it out all through them. It's something that anyone can do with an email. So like, if you want to start a label, start it. The only thing you're missing from a major label is really like the press and the promotion time that people will put into it. It's the network that they know. So the other thing that you should be doing, and I know it's been harder this year, but what I've lent on this year is all the people I've met over my 10 years in London, like, plugging away in the scene is what I've done. Like, is just going to those people now and being like, yo, would you share my track? Would you do this thing? Would you collaborate?
And surely as a long-term thing, that kind of relationship building, word of mouth, is going to be worth so much more in the long term than just having loads of money thrown at it from like a big
well, this
label.
is an interesting thing,
like,
because like, Ian is so much more knowledgeable and savvy about like possibly the music industry and the way that kind of works, and has been in it much longer than we have, for example. And like, I didn't even think about a distribution.
Yeah.
Like me and Mark didn't have a clue about
Yeah,
distribution.
yeah.
So like we just go to the post office every now and again, like send some records out, you know, second
That is
class.
what your distribution was.
So that's our
That's kind of
distribution.
cool though.
Well,
That's-
You are the distribution.
Yeah, we are the distributor.
That's kind of cool though.
every
You
now and
do
again,
the-
every now and
you do
again,
the-
rock up and give it to someone for free.
Yeah.
Someone's like, oh, someone's bought something on Facebook.
Yeah.
But you do the physical thing, whereas
Yeah.
I do quite the online thing, which I think is quite a nice little like, because we're such good mates and like have kind of grown together over the recent years. It's like I respect that you do the physical thing, and I think you see what I do online with like all the like merch and
Yeah, and the videos and the clips and stuff
Yeah.
like that's way more advanced than we'll probably ever be. You know, like seeing the Gold Blood video evolve from the clip and the bee and the
Yeah.
the honey / molten metal thing. It was mad. Like it was really cool.
So it's a combination of the two, I guess. Hopefully, is
Yeah.
And
it's
that's, I mean,
just
that's how
doing
things adapt. Like things don't stay the same. You've got to move on. Some people can adapt to it. Some people can't. But then there's still something joyous in like the Rat Run setup for sure.
But to
Yeah.
go back
You
to
know.
Tim's question about like putting someone else's music out, and I think this gets overlooked a lot actually, like because me and Ian again were in the pub like talking about it, and it's just us. Like it's me and Mark and it's Ian. That is those are the two labels.
Yeah.
And like sometimes you're like, all right, boys, like we get it. We also want you to take over the world, but one step at a time. Yeah. I'm just gonna bog down the post office.
Yeah.
And
I've
like,
also got a job to
Yeah.
go to.
I'm like working a 9 to 6. Yeah. It's like
Someone's got to pay for these.
yeah,
ones.
exactly. So it's
Yeah.
brutal, but at the same time, you feel a huge amount of responsibility. You want them to
Yeah.
be the best and do the best, and we would only put out what we love. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fatberg, Patterson. I mean, there's so many bands I want to put out which don't have any money.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
It's finding ways to do it. You
Yeah.
know? And that's all we can do in this day and age, is find ways to do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, and but also opportunity, like experiences and collaboration, create more opportunities. Like just from doing, to me and Tim, we're doing this for the next couple of years. We've done other stuff over the years. I've been dipping in and out of this for like 15 years now, but opportunity always seems to come my way. Interesting things come my way. Has it made me a ton of money? No. But has it made my life interesting?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And I can
Yeah.
say, I can chat to people and be like, oh yeah, I remember I knew this guy. I've done that. I've done this. Or and people give you crazy stuff, and you're like, oh yeah, this guy gave it. So it's all good.
Well, you can wait. Like, I mean, that was that's a good point, because the biggest thing for me is I spent a lot of time kind of waiting for someone to give it to me.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
waiting
yeah.
for a label to be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, you're the next big thing
Yeah,
in London.
here's a 3-album
come
deal.
in.
Yeah,
Or, like even with Human Pet, like we were plugging away, and we were with a label for a little bit, then we went our own way, and it's like you can just do it yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's not the 60s, the 70s. Like it's we live in a world where there's an online platform where literally anyone can hear your stuff from any part of the world. Like,
Yeah.
so just do it.
yeah,
But is
that's totally wild. Like we have a Instagram relationship with a band in Argentina.
Yeah, right.
You
Who's
know.
that, by the way? Like,
La Coruña. I apologise if I've said that wrong, because I probably have. La Coruña. La Coruña. I can't even spell it.
Is that an area?
I'm gonna
You need
find it on my phone.
No, because I speak Spanish. I was born in Chile, so I'm there.
Okay,
I'm gonna
so
find
here you
it.
have. You've got your Argentinian.
But they're a banging Argentinian punk band.
Well, I mean, look, the Ramones made it big, and sorry.
Yeah, we can't
Just
hear you.
We need to get some context here.
So, growing up in New York, the Ramones used to play at CBGB small clubs, right? But in South America, especially in Argentina, they played stadiums. So
Wow.
music in South America is a big deal, like rock. La Coruña.
Can I see that
Yeah.
a minute?
Not
'Cause-
bad. That was
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good
good.
effort. That was pretty good
Yeah.
effort. Yeah.
They I mean, over there, they love, like, like
I
rock
think I know
and
these guys.
punk
I think I'm
music.
friends with. I've
They
had.
have like a boggly-eyed dude character, like a rockabilly
Zworg.
character that they've obviously drewn.
Zworg gets.
Zworg
He
gets
probably has been to
everywhere.
Argentina.
Not surprising.
I'm gonna. Well, listen. This is already interesting. Why don't we play some tunes? I know we can have a chat this, because I've got some interesting stuff. So, Ian, obviously, you're gonna play the first record.
Yes.
So someone's saying some very Mom, BBCRI, X Miz, XEX, it's time to come home. I mean, I'm down with.
I think
the
someone's
Someone on
being
this
beckoned
list having
home.
a stroke. Maybe we
Is
should.
that in the chat?
Maybe we should make sure they're okay.
Easy Mix XEX Christmas morning. I had to a great thumbs up.
And they're falling asleep on the keyboard.
They're probably just irate about my Spanish.
And Marie Williams. Does that ring any bells to you?
Marie Williams.
Anyway, let's
Yeah.
do this. Can I start with a record? We're going to start with
Yes.
the Warriors record, right?
Yes, the
Yeah,
Warriors
we've got the
theme
Warriors
song.
tune. Yeah, man.
I'll do a really quick context. The Warriors is like my favorite film of all time. It's the best, huh?
Yeah,
Right?
It's so good.
I'm sure it's a lot of people's favorite film, but I just love the whole the whole creative direction of it, the whole idea of like crews, people rocking their own styles, making their own clothes, and the new Town Tudors is kind of like my own gang from the Warriors,
Like
but
favourite Warriors gang then?
my favorite Warriors gang. I mean, it's obvious to say, but probably the Warriors because they're the
I
main
quite like the
gang,
Baseball
but-
Furies.
yeah.
That's like an obvious one. So I know we were trying to play records, but I think this is worth saying. So I love the Warriors, and weirdly enough, me and Tim are doing a Toxic Popcorn show. I think next week to promote the night that I put on down at the Lost Boys Pizza, and I'm going to play this tune
Sick.
because it's all about like theme soundtracks basically.
Yeah.
But I went. So the Warriors was 40 years old last year. Prince Charles Cinema was showing the Warriors on the original 35mm film reel, and me and my mate were like, "Should we go down and watch it?" So we booked tickets on a Friday night. We went down to watch it, and then in the week they said, one of the guys. So the guy that gets killed, he's got like the big afro, the white guy. He's the first one that kills. He gets pushed onto the train track, if you can remember, with the metro.
Oh yeah.
He comes down. So he was
Snow. Is he Snow? I think he's called
He's a
Snow.
subway. Yeah. So he was.
Not the Metro. Yeah.
He was he just
Confirmation
happened
of-
to be in like a play in London at the same time, and they found it out, and they came
Yeah.
down and you could do a Q&A with him. So basically, it turned out that this guy was basically hailed for big things, and he said I was a bit of a dick on stage, and he was supposed to be like the main character all the way through it, and he was such a twat.
They
The
killed
producers-
him
they
off.
killed him off.
Oh no.
And it ruined his career, and
Let
he
that
then
be a
started
lesson.
crying and getting like it was all a bit weird.
Emotional.
Yeah. But
Knowledge,
he
man.
was interesting about Warriors. So the Warriors was based on a real story. In the late 60s, basically a load of gangs met up because they thought they realised that they had more power than the police, and if they came together collectively, they could take over the city. That bit's a true story, and then the guy wrote it. So that was kind of based on that. And then the other interesting fact about the Warriors was when they were filming it, because they were filming late at night through New York, all the gangs were coming up to them and like saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" And they
You're
had
on
to
a
pay
turf
off.
punk.
They were like every night was really sketchy because it was filming in the night.
Yeah.
But this is it's a killer film.
The birth of the hip hop
Get
scene
on.
as well came out of that.
The which one did?
The birth of hip hop came out of that era as
well,
well.
and it was because of the woman.
Because crews would do like all the b-boys of each like
Yeah.
gang would like dance and stuff, and
So we're digressing quite another. But another thing I did was I went to a talk, which now is a lot of bad press has come out about him. But I went to a talk with Africa Bambaataa,
yeah.
and he was talking about because he set that up, the crews dancing, and it brought down gang violence and stuff. But let's play some records.
Yeah.
We'll say some
Let's play the
music.
track. Also, the Moon Runners is my favorite.
The Moon
favorite
Runners.
gang.
It's a good record.
the warriors. I want all the warriors. Send the word.
Watch your heart, let it bleed.
wipe at our wrists. Inauspiciously starts. Perhaps a huge polythene bag we pull over earth like a man's head. Duct current into veins. This where folk can be made. Ages of their own end. Condition with time. To bend those fingers in a fist. I control my reproduction of relations of production. Submission to reigning notions. Normalize the school home culture. These writers are wide up. Fabricated words are sharp and two and side by verse of hate and violence. Things people do, rendered insensible. The earth raised alone. Can't do the word of attack.
See, friends, how the wastelands, plains war, as the bodies that wandered on war, reach both from home that you flow, violently from the same source, with this integration, new strange phenomenon.
Deftones.
Right, okay.
Which Deftones
New
album,
album.
Tim?
New
The
one.
new
Oh,
album
it's
came out
great
this
album.
year. It's fucking amazing.
I actually considered putting that on my playlist.
It's honestly
today.
so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Deftones, are you a
New
big Deftones fan?
Oh,
aren't you?
mate, like since White Pony.
I'll be honest with you, man.
Deftones have been
I'll be
my
honest with you,
number
man. My
one.
knowledge of Deftones stops at Around the Fur because those two first records were sick. and
They're
then-
great. Yeah,
I seem to remember, like, to be known a couple of years, I seem to remember Deftones are always top
they're
of
always
the Spotify
creeping around.
playlist.
Yeah, like you know, I
We've been
never
friends
played them.
long
Never
enough.
played them when
They're the
anyone else is
They're the
around. But
best. That new album,
it's
good,
so
isn't it?
good.
Chef's Kiss.
So
Chef's
good.
Kiss.
Yeah.
So we kind of came in mid-conversation.
Yeah.
But this is DIY Radio. We look forward to that. So, obviously, that was Lice. Yeah? Bristol
Yeah.
band, we think?
Lice, Bristol band.
Yeah.
Played with those guys a couple times with Human Pet on the scene. Really good dudes. They've got a new album coming out. It looks super like creative. Just like they've really gone in on like the album artwork. All the videos kind of have like a ongoing theme and stuff. They've just always been a super interesting band to me, and always smashed it live. Every time I've seen them, they're always just like bringing it out. So yeah, that's a great track. That's one of their ones off the album, I think.
Right.
And before that was Cannibal Animal. Cannibal Animal. I always say, I think the boys purposely did that, but whenever I say Cannibal Animal, it always sounds weird when you say it.
Well, you just keep
But
saying it again.
Yeah,
Like,
Cannibal. I've said Cannibal Animal, like Cannibal Animal.
Try saying that in Spanish.
They're like my homies from Hull. I've toured with them a bunch. We played a bunch of shows together. That was their song called One Day Made of Wire, and they've just put out a really cool live session from their studio in Hull called Thawing, and it's beautiful. If you're into
I'll check
post
that
punk, if
out.
you're into like heavy post
Well,
punk,
essentially,
shit,
I mean,
like-
I remember you recommended us to them. Well, yeah, whenever
Yeah.
you play a few years ago, and like
Phenomenal.
we did try, but
live
it's so
band.
like obviously us being I think we were still Tuesday night at that point,
yeah,
trying to get a band from Hull to come down.
to come down. Yeah, when they've
to
all
play-
got to work, they all work
they
like
were-
at 7
and also
a.m.
We,
like, the
we didn't
next
have a budget
day,
then
yeah.
either, so we were
Yeah.
doing shows on like we were asking people
Yeah.
to just like give donations at the door, and then we just give it to the band. But
Yeah.
like you can't, or we couldn't promise any kind of like a certain amount of money or whatever to come
Yeah,
and play.
but
like.
when they're back down in London, I urge anyone or wherever you are, like
Yeah.
just see them whenever you
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
They're an amazing.
It's
live
tricky,
band.
as promoters in the scene where trying to get bands down.
It is.
We've
yeah.
sort of taken Exploding Heads around the country. I think I've probably said this every
Yeah.
week to say people.
You probably could do that. Just get
Yeah.
Tim
But
behind
you
the
just
sound desk.
team
with
up
his
with the
photos.
promoters as well. Or,
Yeah.
You pick the bands, you get the scene.
Yeah.
Well, something's coming out.
Where's that?
I think we're playing.
Exactly.
I think we're playing another
There's some
song.
music coming out of the
It's
thing.
the under talking music.
Yeah, but okay. So obviously stuff that's happening at the moment. We've got we're watching ourselves on YouTube, getting the ratings up. Obviously, so got some new releases coming out on the label.
Yes.
Yeah, or have come out.
Oh, have come out. Yeah. Well, yeah. Just the last couple of the year came out. So I released my track, well, like my single EP is what I'm calling it. It's a single called "Forget Her," which I dropped last Thursday, which features a single from me, and also I collaborated with a label called 1000 Doors, who are instrumental grime crew out of
Right.
Hackney.
Okay, so this is. And how did you meet these guys?
So I've known a few of those guys just from working in. Well, I kind of met him working in a brewery or a bar brewery called Crate Brewery. I don't know if you guys know that
Right.
Yeah, I
place in
love
Hackney
Crate.
Wick.
Yeah, it's nice.
We all met in that scene, and then I now live with Tim, who's one of the members, and I took over the room that I took over is James, who's the head of the label, and we're all good mates. And I just love what they're doing. They started a label this year as well. Like they started the 1000 Doors releases this year. And so I thought it'd be a good thing to collab.
Yeah.
I loved what they were doing.
And so it's like instrumental grime. So are they like creating the music for MCs to rap over?
Yeah,
Or-
potentially.
or
Like
they just-
basically, they
just
love.
kind of just
Yeah,
like the
they
sound
love
of it.
like they love grime. They love the instrumental side of grime. They
Yeah.
love the beats of
Yeah,
grime.
the beats, yeah.
So they're basically a collective of producers who are just putting out all these like sick EPs and singles that I guess a MC could grab and be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I want to rap
Yeah,
over
yeah.
that. But they're kind of all they've just really honed in on the instrumental side of things. And the very early days of grime, it's very like very dark, very
Yeah.
like almost gothic in a way. But yeah, so James did his board game James. He did a remix, and then Rimpleton did a remix as well. He's my housemate Tim. And they're
Big up,
both
Tim.
very different. Big up Tim. It's Tim's birthday today.
Oh, yeah,
so
happy
I want to
birthday,
say
man.
much
Happy
love to
birthday.
Tim
Yeah.
today.
Banging remix, by the way. Loving the
it's a
synth,
banging
man.
remix. We're gonna play that next. But yeah, James did like a really like epic sort of remix that really gets you. Like any MC could jump on that. Like anytime you can just hear it. It's got like those old school grime like strings and stuff.
I always just think those, like when you see a grime act at a festival or something, they've just got the most amazing drummers.
Yeah.
Just like always mind blown, like because they're playing some weird.
They got the live
syncopated-
band in there. Some of them have
Yeah.
the DJs, but they got the live band. Yeah, it's always mad. And then Tim Rimpleton did this really cool, like it's almost like new wave. It's almost like 80s gothic new wave remix. So I'd like to play that next.
Yeah.
Which
Should we just
is,
always play that then? All right.
Yeah, let's pop that on. But yeah, it's part of an EP of my latest single.
Yeah, just So which was that again? Sorry.
Forget Her, Rimpleton remix.
Is this your Prince vocal solo?
No. that's a later track. That's coming
So,
out.
all right. Okay. Well,
That's,
let's play
that's
this
an
tune, then
Instagram
move on to
story.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Okay. Good
yes,
stuff.
yes. Rimpleton.
Rimpleton.
Forget her
Yeah.
remix of my tune. Check it out.
Yeah, it's a
Self
banger.
promo for the win.
And those
Yeah.
are so those are that's the grime instrumental.
That's one of the
Check
grime
them out.
instrumentals that you can hear. The actual single is kind of like a dream poppy, kind of electronic vibe. Again, it's me. Like you guys heard Gold Blood when Rat Run were here
Yeah.
and played that. It's like just another extension of that. Like just me fucking around
Yeah.
and having a good time making some tunes. You know.
When does that
We-
single come out?
That came out last
Oh, it's
Thursday,
already out.
so it's available now everywhere. The whole
Great.
EP, you can listen to that.
We were just having a conversation off air about genres and not tying down into one thing, and maybe these boys at Tuck Shop like expanding and having some ravers in and
Yeah.
a drum and bass show, and got Wayne Adams coming up, right?
Yeah, so next week.
I don't know whether
Next
I'm
week,
absolutely
plug,
just
good
like
listening.
breaking exclusive news here for you, but
No, it's common knowledge, I think. Yeah, it's out there.
Yeah, it's
It was
definitely
mentioned
next
last weekend.
Yeah.
Last week.
I think it's just the way of the world now. Like it's not just like this is the punk radio to listen to. This is the disco radio to listen to. It's like everyone wants to hear everything.
There's so
And
much choice as well. You pick,
it
you
does-
dip in and
yeah.
you pick and choose. For that's what I guess from a consumer level, and just from us, it is about. It's just so. I mean, like we're so lucky living in London. There's such a
Yeah.
hotbed of interesting stuff going on, and everyone's usually got something interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
You might not necessarily always agree with it, but it can be interesting.
Yeah.
I think
So,
everyone you meet, like it's not just you meet someone and they'll be at the same gigs that you are every weekend.
Yeah, that's
like
it,
the people
yeah.
you meet at work, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
They'll be at some other venue doing some other thing.
Exactly. There's loads of scenes. So in terms of like stuff, then, so going on for the future, then, is there anybody that you're thinking of working with, or anything on the horizon, or?
I think I've got. So my next, I'm gonna do. I've kind of been doing a series of singles that all kind of have a relating artwork. So I've got one more to come out of them, of that, which is kind of still in the works. And then I'm also working on like a lo-fi sort of jazzy EP at the moment,
Right, okay.
which is I basically those channels on YouTube where it's like jazzy hip hop to study to.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I just
yeah,
vibe with that.
Yeah,
I want to
yeah.
make something calm, and also it's something I can show off my voice a bit more, like coming from a classical background and being in Human Pet for the last 5 years. A lot of people think I'm just like shouting down a mic, but like actually like I kind of want to sing as well. I kind of miss doing that. So yeah, I'm working on this. I've got one of my mates coming in to lay down saxophone over the weekend on a track, which I'm super excited about. I've wanted sax on a song for so long, like, and so that's gonna be like another EP that comes out. I'm not really gonna call it like an official EP.
Yeah.
It's not really because I don't really know what the identity yet is. As we've said before, my solo music is constantly jumping. So there's that, but I am gonna do an album next year. That's my plan. Is to finish 2021, whether it comes out in 2021, but like I want to do an album by next year. And Human Pet is also working on an album. That's
Right.
an exclusive live thing.
Right,
Wow.
right, that's what we want to hear.
And Human Pet is a 4-piece now. Is that right?
We were a 4-piece
were
for the last year, but we're back to
Back to
being a
3-piece.
3-piece, which from the Exploding.
Fair
We're
enough.
back to the original 3-piece. We have Pierre, who's an amazing guitar player, jump in with us and play guitar. So on SFU, our latest track that you guys played, like he does an incredible guitar lead on the chorus and that. But he just wanted, we just had creative sort of differences. He
Fair
wanted
enough.
to do his own thing, and we were like, we wanted to make an album. And the three of us were a band for like 4 years before that anyway. So we were like, it just makes sense to do the album as like
Just the three of you,
just the three of us.
Yeah,
again,
fair.
Yeah.
Can always do some live shows, I guess, from the guitarist. If you
Yeah, I mean, we probably will. Like, we'll definitely do like make the sound bigger when we play live. But we're just in the process of just writing, and we're just bunkered down in the studio, and it's sounding really cool. We're like working with a few people. And
where are you recording?
so we've got a studio in Homerton. Actually, I've been
Nice.
setting up. Which if anyone wants to record with me, just hit me up
Oh,
on
right.
DMs.
Okay.
'cause,
Yeah.
I've been spending the whole last 3 months just DIYing a studio up in
Right,
Homerton. It's it's a cool little space, live room, production room, nothing crazy, just sounds really good. And anyone, I just want to work with people and
Right.
come in. So yeah,
Cool.
Great.
Right, should we play some more tunes? Rob, you got any records you want to...
Yeah, so I think I've got Lee Patterson, Illegal Plants, recorded by Your Good Selves at the Shack, and that was on their EP.
Yeah, it was.
it was
wasn't
like it does sound great.
So-
Is on
Still-
their
still-
is on their EP.
Mate,
Is on
Still
their
waiting for the
EP.
royalty.
Still there, yeah. No, I'm sure they'll come flooding in, boys, when we sell it for you.
Sending it via the post
As
office.
soon as Radio 1 picks that one.
Yeah. When Royal Mail get back to me, yeah.
No, it was an honour to get that message to say, can we
Yeah.
use it? I mean,
Awesome.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I did message you, didn't I? I did
Oh,
ask.
yeah, well, they asked us. It was cool. I know. Yeah, they did
Yeah.
ask us. Yeah, it was
Sound.
We're down. Right, should we play it?
Let's do it.
California sun, someone in the
Yes. Thanks for playing those, boys. That
Right,
means a lot.
Thank you very much for requesting both of them.
Yeah,
both
yeah,
of
yeah.
our
Lee-
live sessions.
Lee
Always a
Patterson
pleasure.
and Legal Plants, recorded by Good Selves at the Shack. And Fatberg, Meanwhile.
Meanwhile.
Can't even remember the song titles of the band. Yeah, amazing. And we recorded Split 7 as Business Dudes and Lee Patterson just before the whole shit went down. And the boys obviously got put on a festival lineup at End of the Road, which got canned, which was a major bummer.
Yeah, I saw
were
that.
they on
'cause
End of the Road?
They
Yeah.
were right. They were the very last band.
Yeah,
right
like
there on the
literally,
lineup.
they were. I reckon Saturday 1 p.m. Big Top.
Yeah, yeah.
It would have been the banger.
But they were the last band on the
Right.
post.
Yeah,
Just
unbelievable,
maybe
man.
Yeah.
And so we got in the studio with Jim Wallace, our main man, who's recorded. He recorded the Fatberg EP. He recorded Business Dudes, Dog and Ball. He recorded the studio tracks for the Split 7. He did not record the studio tracks for the Lee Patterson's EP because they recorded that themselves. And yeah, so the Split 7's ready. It's ready to go. It sounds amazing. I'm really proud of it. Business Dudes tracks sound, I think, probably the best we've ever sounded. And it's ready to go. We just want to get it out, and we're hoping End of the Road goes ahead. 2021.
Yeah, because End of the Road is September, isn't it? So I guess that.
Yeah, it's like last weekend of August. I
Yeah.
think it's the August bank holiday weekend
Okay.
normally, but they've stayed amazingly true to the lineup, and Patterson
Yeah.
are back on it. So
Right.
yeah, so it should be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm hoping to roll in there heavy as their PR man, their merch guy, but well, I'm just posing as their manager.
You should do.
Yeah.
You definitely should do.
Yeah.
You're sending correspondence via the post.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah, I just
Get back to your
actually at End of the Road they've got their own mail service,
Yeah.
which I normally get pranked
That,
by.
I've heard that festival's dope. Man.
Yeah, it's good, man.
I gotta check it
I've
out.
never been. Yeah, I'd love to go. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
I mean
kind
you
of
got to dodge
worried.
the Guardian readers, but
Well, yeah,
that's
I
fair.
sort of when it first started, it's quite a long time ago now. I always thought it looked kind of interesting.
yeah.
Yeah,
They have a
but-
good line. They always have like an
it's
interesting
the
lineup. I
good
think.
time of year as well.
I mean, when I saw Ty Segal there, man, like honestly, that was one of the best gigs of my life.
Right.
Unbelievable pit.
Yeah.
Like it's quite a twee festival, and I think it gets a bad rep for that. But most of the stuff after about 4 p.m. goes off.
Yeah.
I saw Future Islands there. That was mad. War on Drugs headlined, like big sort of festival style. His hair was blowing in the wind, lights of smoke, huge epic.
I mean, if you're the right artist,
Yeah.
you're gonna bring
yeah,
it.
they
wherever
seem
you
to
are.
sort of taken on the mantle from what like ATP used to do back in the day, like
Yeah.
that kind of the lineups and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've not actually managed to make it myself. I'd like to go.
No. So in terms of then Rob for Rat Run, is there any? I mean, is there much? There's not much in the talks. Is it things just been put on hold?
Well, no, we've got a
Chatting
few
to
bits.
new
We've got a
bands.
few bits. I mean,
Oh yeah, and also I want to talk about your gallery, the exhibition.
yeah, all right.
That's
Yeah,
what
we
I'm
should talk
interested
about. I
in.
think we should talk about.
Yeah.
I appreciate you bringing that up.
No, basically my mind was, it's like, my mind was like, there's something I want to ask him. What is it? What is it? And it's like,
Yeah, we
oh
did.
fuck, it's the gallery. That's what
Appreciate
is.
it, man. I mean, like
This is an interesting thing. I'm interested. in this.
I mean, you know my background as a visual artist more than a musician really, and like I was working with Mark, and me and Mark were just basically just communicating as like two brains trying to come up with an answer and thinking about the way to communicate our thoughts and feelings about the world and our place in it perhaps, and that was that collaborative project that was Right Idea Wrong Machine, which then became Business Dudes because we wanted to put words into it. But I've been making sculpture and I've been making drawings and paintings and physical stuff for a long time. That's what I went to school for. Probably to most of my family's sheer annoyance.
Of course.
Quite frankly.
No one wants to know.
It's
No,
always
it's
I mean, they
7
want a
years
doctor,
post.
don't you?
7 years post A levels. Do you know what I mean? I was just like on the biggest gap year I could afford, which I couldn't afford. But yeah, no, I've got a show opening tomorrow night and Friday night because of the social distancing.
Yeah.
About to do slotted bookings and stuff, but so a brand new project space in Deptford called Shira High, which is a Maltese word, which loosely translates to I believe grassy plains, expansive grassy plains, which I'm assuming means there's lots of scope for
Something to
exploration.
do with the Mongolians.
Ah,
maybe.
you see that? we're looping back, man.
And this exhibition, it's all your stuff.
Yeah, so it's a solo show. I've got a sound piece in there, and some sculpture and some flat works on the walls. So yeah.
Right, and then what sort of sculpture is there? A particular thing you work?
I don't want to
with,
give
or
too
is
much
it-
away because
okay.
He wants to
Ian's
keep it- I
coming.
know, I've been told this as well. I'm
Yeah.
coming tomorrow. He wants to keep it.
Yeah,
Keep it secret.
Keep it secret.
If
He
you
wants
follow Rat Run,
good
I'm posting
experience.
images on Rat Run
Alright, we'll do
on,
that.
on,
We'll
on
do
Instagram. But you boys should come down. I'll meet you down there. We'll do a meet and greet. We'll have a beer in the gallery.
Kind
or
of, we were
something.
like, we're
Yeah,
hanging
yeah.
out with
Yeah.
our artist friends.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The
Big up Emma O'Donovan for hosting that and actually and being brave enough in the midst of all this bullshit
Yeah,
to
definitely.
open a gallery.
Yeah.
An art show. I think
Yeah,
that's a
I mean,
big,
like,
big,
yeah.
yeah.
I like this. So this is like a running theme now. I mean, we've mentioned so. Obviously, your label 2020. You were talking about the grime label started in 2020. We had the guys last
Hot
week.
Fools.
Hot Fools started in 2020.
Yeah, man.
I'm kind of enjoying this theme of actually all the
Yeah.
people coming and
Well, I
starting new stuff in 2020.
A lot of people are just going, you know what, fuck it. Like,
We should do it.
Why
Why not? Yeah.
Because what have I got to lose? Like, I think almost the pressure is gone that was there
Yeah.
before to be like, you had to be a certain level, you had to be this good, you had to be that good. Like before the whole pandemic thing, there was a lot of pressure to sort of match up to a standard. But I think now people are just going, you know what, like just do what makes you.
Life's
just
too
do
short,
your
man.
thing,
Just doing
man.
stuff
Like,
for your-
life's
for
too
your own
short.
mental health, I guess, isn't
Like,
it?
it's such
It's
a
like-
corny thing to say, but it is literally that. Like you don't know what's around the corner, so you might as well.
Yeah,
Just-
And I think a lot of fast stuff like probably got made in 2020 that I think has already been released in 2020. And I'm talking about myself again, but like this Slops cassette that I passed you earlier was recorded in the gap between lockdowns and released in like last month or something. So it was like DIY recording, super lo-fi on a handheld recording device, live drums, everything. It's,
Like,
it's brutal.
Artists have had the time to actually like do their work, which
Yeah.
I think is interesting as
Yeah.
well.
There's
So-
winners and losers. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, Zworg, take for instance, he's having a t-shirt, Three Amigos t-shirt is coming out before Christmas.
There
Who'd
you
have
go.
thought it? Do you know what I mean?
Plus his weird Sandy Bums calendar, right? He's going for
Exactly,
like a
yeah.
Beach Bums
His
calendar.
beach- oh yeah, the beach bombs
I
calendar.
think
yeah.
situations are good or bad depending on how the person reacts to it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's.
You
I mean, I
know,
think
like-
reflection. I think what this has given us has given us more downtime.
Yeah.
The majority of people, and it does. You know, there's pros and cons to it, but it has people probably have found themselves. You know, you've been forced to find yourself, haven't you? Because some people, you know, people have lost jobs, been made redundant.
Yeah,
lost their
exactly.
income. You know, it's been brutal for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
What?
built a studio in my garden.
You built a studio in your
Yeah,
garden as
I
well,
mean,
and
I'm
Ian,
so-
you built a studio as
I've
well.
kind of built it. I mean, it was already there, but we did it up. We pimped it out.
Yeah.
I'm excited to visit Rob's studio.
Yeah,
It's
man.
gonna be
I set up a radio
Yeah,
show and a.
Yeah.
And a
Do you know what I mean, man? Like,
Yeah.
you know, it's, I think 2020, right? A lot of people are going to write it off as just a shower of shit, but I think there's going to
From
be,
the ashes.
you know, you got
I
to
think
look,
we'll look back on
you
it.
gotta
as
look
quite a
back,
turning
man.
point. Like, I honestly believe, like, I'm not. Like, I'm
you've
not
got to
making this.
evaluate.
I'm not making this up myself. I've definitely stolen it from someone else. But like, I think there'll be another renaissance. Like, I think there'll be a renaissance.
Well,
after
the world
this
is
period,
definitely going to be a hugely different
It's
place
going
after
to, yeah,
that.
absolutely. The vaccine doesn't mean
People say,
Yeah.
I can't wait for things to go back to normal. Like, I don't
It
think
won't be the same.
that's not going to be.
It won't be the
what it
same, but
was
I don't
before.
think it means the death of art. Like, I
No,
think
no,
people
no,
will be
absolutely not.
going
I think-
like, how can we? That's what people miss, and they'll go like, how can we make
Yes,
this work?
you're
and
right,
then
yeah.
there'll be this. Once we have a level of sort of ways that we can see art again, like people
a
will
creation
just
out
be
of-
so into it. Like
Yeah,
people will
yeah,
be bothered
yeah.
about it again.
Yeah.
Creation out of necessity.
And it won't be, and also it probably goes on a more local level as well. So you're not going to have,
Yeah.
because things like art, music, the creative has been sort of channeled through
Yeah.
multinational corporations, but
Yeah.
this
And
powers it through.
Also, just people's general attitude towards work, I think, is going to
Yeah.
be completely changed now. People are going to be working from home a lot more.
Yeah.
Have a lot more time necessarily
Yeah.
in their own home, where they can do their work, but then maybe do other kind of creative
Yeah, yeah,
endeavors. Where if you're commuting 2 hours each way every
Exactly.
day,
You've got that
you
2
know, you
hours
get.
back.
And I've had it myself when I used to work in the centre of London. You get home at 8 p.m. You don't want to do anything other than just eat, watch
Chill,
TV, go
yeah.
to bed.
Yeah.
But
By the
you
time
know,
we cook dinner and done the dishes.
yeah, you don't want to do anything else.
Yeah.
Whereas hopefully a whole
But you don't need it anymore. I think that would be the one thing I want to say from this is like you don't need the big corporations anymore. You don't need you don't need someone to come along and hand you to it. Like there's sites like Patreon, there's YouTube, there's like whatever, you can monetize your stuff. And I'm not a huge fan of the online world. Like I like the fact that there's communities and punk communities and whatever, like, but I think at the same time, like, you literally can create a business out of nothing, like, and you could never do that before. And like, this is the day and age where you can just like monetize what you do, your creative work. So just if you're willing to like sacrifice shit and work hard for it, it will happen.
You can do it.
Yeah.
Should we play a tune?
Yeah, let's play a tune.
It's getting deep. It's getting deep.
It's getting deep. It's
getting
getting
a bit
late.
Shia LaBeouf.
Fucking do it! Shall we play another like section of tunes of it, which and then we'll probably have to close it down. So, Ian, what do you want to play?
So
What
how
have we
many
got?
have we got left?
You can probably put about 3 or 4 left.
3 or 4?
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I tell you what. Well, after that chat, let's play KRS-One.
We can go from there.
A Friend, which is an amazing hip hop song about just having friends. That's all you need.
The beat was supposed to drop right there. The beat was supposed to drop right there. The beat was supposed to drop right there. I send this one out to my right hand man, or men's, or women's, the whole crew, real fan. We could count the dough or kick up low or chill out watching videos or acting really silly, yo, but really though, all that could end. Whether at the bar with superstars or cruising in the trooper car, I really don't care who you are. All I really need is a friend. If we can't have trust, then you can't hang with us. We respond to those who show respect with respect. We respond, we connect on the same deck, same intellect. My man, never shifty things quickly if you can't understand. We boys, we can stand on the corner with a hat selling toys. It ain't about your Benz, I hope it ain't about mine, my man. I be dissing in my freestyle rhyme, getting G's around the world. I can trust you with my girl, my man. We chilling at the jam, what's the plan? I'm not a yes man, and none of my friends are yes men or women. I'm driving, I see my peeps, you get in, where you fit in. True friends are quick to sit in the beginning of all trouble. And when your bankroll doubles, Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble. Still I got my own space like Hubble. We can count the dough or kick a flow or chill out watching videos or acting really silly, yo, but really though, all that can end. Whether at the bar with superstars or cruising in the trooper car, I really don't care who you are. All I really need is a friend. Don't nobody care about us, all they do is doubt us. Until we blow the spot, then they all wanna crowd us and wanna shout us. But you my man from way back, I just got to say that. Acting large, I don't play that, but I can't say that. Where I play at isn't fast paced. A friend can acquire the taste to become two-faced, and that's a disgrace. There ain't nothing you can say to us when the kid you grew up with betrays your trust. When we used to ride the bus, we had trust. Now we cash checks and drive Lex and can't show respect to one of us. Yo, the heads I hang with ain't trying to just get what they can get. Sit quickly, backstabbing the click. I roll thick, but only some of friends really down to the end. My right hand, men and women, mutual support from the beginning. Been in exactly what I've been in. We can count the dough or kick the flow or chill out watching videos or acting really silly, yo, but really though, all that can end. Whether at the bar with superstars or cruising in the trooper car, I really don't care who you are. All I really need is a friend. Back to back, we attack corporate America, getting fees that amount to G's in every area. You my man, I ain't gotta drag you along. You pull your own way, yeah, you definitely got it going on. I don't see nothing wrong with a little bumping, car system thumping. Between the crew, we always got something. But if we had nothing, no frontin', whatever, we still be crew, you and me for you together. Word, fake people ain't worth a turn. They only wanna be your friend because of what they overheard. I send this record to the well-respected friends that I've collected. I hope I am what you expected. So check it. We can count the dough or kick a flow, but chill out watching videos or acting really silly, yo, but really though, all lacking ain't. Whether at the bar with superstars or cruising in a trooper car, I really don't care who you are. All I really need is a friend.
slips. The point in which they meet. There's a bite in the tape. Make it right. System of rhythms meanwhile in the distance. Voice melodies, cinema, isolation, never clear. There's time in the sun when it's light. The whiteness makes you numb, and it's gone, and you left the footsteps. There's time in the sun when it's light. The whiteness makes you numb, and it's gone, and you left with hum, the sound of footsteps.
Okay, man. So a couple of really good tunes there. This one's just fading out. Modern Nature, freaking awesome.
Yeah, man.
Such a
I've
great
never
tune.
heard that before.
Yeah, no.
And wild connection there because Jim Wallace, the guy who recorded our album, actually plays drums on that track.
Right.
Oh, you recorded your
Yeah.
album.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Jim's their kind of like touring drummer.
Yeah,
Right.
I love how it's so can.
Yeah, it's a great
Yeah.
record. Really
You
good.
know, and that sax,
Beautiful,
the
beautiful
saxophone.
Yeah,
live
the sax
sound as
pops
well.
in,
The
yeah.
sax is so good.
Yeah.
I think the sax player is actually from New York and he flies in to play the tours. Like,
Shit.
yeah,
Oh, really?
That's
yeah,
dedication.
because he's not always on their live shows. I don't think. I could be wrong, but
Do you know one of my bosses was a guy that played saxophone for Baker Street.
no way.
It's called Raphael Ravenscroft. Died a couple of years ago. But yeah, he played that and he played Careless Whisper.
No,
He basically played all the and he was like, he lived off his 40s.
I was
like,
going to say,
he
he must
owned
have
a-
been
he
he must
owned a
have dined
restaurant.
out on that for
Yeah,
the rest
mate,
of his life.
he owned a restaurant and he was terrible and the restaurant went bankrupt and like I was managing the bar for the summer and it was wild and people would come in and be like, is it true that he played sax on Baker Street? And then he'd just hear that and he'd just like get his saxophone.
I was going to say, I can imagine just coming from the kitchen.
He was like
Just,
that.
you know, in the distance, just like, can you hear that?
And
It's like, just comes through the door.
He had a bit of a wild habit. And there's Louis getting excited, yeah. And he also played D-Ream, Things Can Only Get Better. But anyway,
There you go.
it's a good thing. So
So
I've seen Baker Street being played live by the main man a billion times. But listen, Ian, I mean, it's been really great having you
Yeah,
there.
thanks for having me, boys.
No,
Really
thanks for coming
appreciate it.
down.
Real
It's nice to catch
interesting
up.
insight. Good to catch up.
Yeah.
Just pumping out some really cool stuff.
Yeah.
I think
Just trying
people,
to do my fit.
people were definitely wondering what I was doing here.
Well,
Well, I was going to
but-
say, it's also
what I
really
want
good
to say
having
is
you
that,
here.
what I'd say to that is Rob is a big reason why the new Town Tudors started. When we met and when I'd first discovered Rat Run, was kind of, you know, I loved what they were doing and we became really good friends and it kind of gave me the confidence to kind of be like, yeah, I can start my own label, because like what Rob was doing was so cool. He was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna put my own shit out. So I was like, if he's doing it, I'm gonna do it. You know.
And I wouldn't have probably been there if Mark hadn't have been Mark.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I mean, it's, you know,
And it's funny, like you said on the last show, like me being the sound guy at your first Blondie show and being like, yo, yeah, you guys are sick, you know, and that gave you so it's just nice. It just shows how like if you just hype people up, you hype each other up,
man.
like who knows what can come from it. So I think just the DIY mentality is
and
really
just
something.
and being open-minded as well, you know.
Yeah.
Like me and Tim met through a random person I work with. That, you know what I mean? So
Exactly.
here we are
You
now,
never know.
three,
You never know. You like you hear a connection. Also, you guys as well, like Exploding Head Sessions, like that did a lot for Human Pet. So appreciate that. Thanks for having me on tonight.
Absolutely,
It's been really fun.
Oh, yeah, it's done a lot for a lot of bands, and I think it's done a lot for a lot of bands contacting other bands and putting other nights on, and you know that kind of domino effect of sort of like someone believing in someone else.
But then we can flip that on you guys and say the amount of bands who recommend bands to us who we've never heard of, who we put on.
Yeah.
Do a fucking awesome show. We record it and we're like, what?
I think Patterson probably recommended us, which was like...
Was that? Yeah, I've had somebody recommended Patterson. I mean, it just goes...
This is what I mean. So this is what's beautiful about
it. So Bermuda Triangle.
That's why you should share. I've been doing
100%.
I've been doing this weird thing on Instagram recently called like friends doing cool shit, where I just like post stories about my friends doing stuff, and I think like it's such an important thing to just share each other's shit.
Yeah.
Because you don't know who's like, even if you know someone doesn't get it, there might be one person out of your friend list who's like, that's sick, I want to work with them, and they might do something.
That's it, man.
Like,
and if you like, you should just, I mean, this is a thing also, sharing. If you like it, just fucking share it. It doesn't, you know, just
exactly.
Embrace,
it doesn't cost you anything.
It doesn't matter. Just embrace cool stuff.
I think it takes a certain sort of character though, and I think like, you know, we're probably all very comfortable here sort of saying that sort of thing, but a lot of people are worried about like what they post or how they look or
how it's perceived,
you know, how it's perceived, and they're worried that like maybe someone will cut them down.
There's like a
just
trial,
saying,
isn't there?
I really like this, and then someone's like, well, but that's shit. Well, you
fuck
like
that, man.
Yeah,
Fuck
exactly.
that. That's what it should be.
Just, you know,
like what you like,
unfriend them, unfollow them.
And
you don't have to go that far, but just fucking own what you like, you know.
This is true. Own what you like. So, what track are we gonna end it on? Have we synced it up already?
Yeah, it's already queued. So just give us.
Yeah, so we're gonna end on my latest release, which came out today, which is my good friend Even Being, who produced a lot of my solo stuff, which we've talked about and you guys have played on the show before, which I thank you for. This is his debut single. It's called First Contact. It's a 7-minute electronic adventure. If you're into like Blade Runner, the 80s Blade Runner film, it's like that. And then it meets
Who isn't, man?
I know, who isn't? It's that soundtrack. And then it meets like a new jazz, like London scene sort of vibe. I've got mad love for that dude, and I'm really stoked that he trusted me to put his first release out. So I want to finish with that, and it's been awesome to be here. So thank you, boys.
Thanks a lot, man.
Great.
Right.
Thanks so
Good
much.
up. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, boys. Thanks.